On Saturday's edition of Rave TV, we hear from Sigi Schmid ahead of Saturday's opening round of the Western Conference semifinals against the Portland Timbers. We review the season series between the two clubs, and Ross Fletcher breaks things down in the CenturyLink Scouting Report. Hey everyone, I'm Jackie Montgomery and welcome back to Rave TV. Tonight, the Sounders and Timbers face off in their first ever MLS playoff match, and if it's anything like the regular season matchups, it's guaranteed to be a good series. The Sounders are in a strong run of form in the postseason with a 3-0-1 record in their last 4 playoff games at CenturyLink Field dating back to 2012. Holding the top seed in the Western Conference, the Timbers are playing in its first ever MLS postseason match, but Sigi Schmid says they shouldn't be taken lightly.
A team that's going to be hungry and motivated and, wants to get on to the next round just like we do. So, it's playoff soccer. I know they'll be committed to their task, and they're trying to win the game, and we're committed to the same.
When it comes to Portland playmakers, Sigi pointed to midfielder Diego Valeri, who had seen limited minutes last month because of an injury, yet the Argentine was still able to finish at the top of the league in assists.
Just need to know where he is, contain him. He's dangerous when he gets a chance to run at the defense, and we got to make sure that we keep him, keep him at bay. And they've got to be concerned with some of our guys in the same way. And, that's the way it is every game. There's always 1 or 2 guys from the other team that you want to sort of keep at bay, make them adjust a little bit, make it a little harder for the guy to play, tighten up on him at the right times, know where he is on the field, and you go from there.
The regular season series between the two clubs was a low-scoring affair with only 4 goals combined throughout the 3 matches, as the teams are dead even at 1-1-1. Back in March, the teams drew 1-1 as Rodney Wallace scored the late equalizer in stoppage time to steal a point. In August, the Sounders came out victorious with a 1-0 result in front of nearly 68,000 screaming fans. And most recently, the Sounders were on the wrong end of a 1-0 result in October at Jeld Wen. Here's a quick recap. The Sounders looked like they were going to get on the board first in the 13th minute when Mauro Rosales tees up a free kick that Lamar Nagel gets a head on, but Donovan Ricketts punches it away to set up a Sounders corner kick. Patrick Ayani would keep the play alive, feeding Adam Moffat, who sends it back into the 6th, and Clint Dempsey tries to head it in, but it goes off the crossbar. It looked like the first half would remain scoreless until a loose ball would find its way up to Khalif Al-Hassan at the top of the box, who buried a low shot past Marcus Hanneman as the Timbers went up 1-0. In the second half, the Sounders still trailed, and they got more bad news as Ozzie Alonso got sent off for an off-the-ball foul in the 74th. Even with 10 men, the Sounders would still create chances as Lamar Nagel's shot in the 80th is denied, then again in stoppage time when Steve Zakawani's shot hit the crossbar. Well, the Timbers have been on a good run of form lately, riding an 8-match unbeaten streak to finish out the regular season. For more on who to watch for, let's turn to Ross Fletcher and the CenturyLink Scouting Report.
Yes, Portland Timbers then in the Western Conference semi-finals, their first ever playoff foray in their 3 attempts so far in MLS. Caleb Porter, their first-year head coach, has been the mastermind, and he has some really good attacking options at his disposal. We'll talk more about that creative midfield powerhouse, Diego Valeri, how he's got in double figures in both goals and assists. So too, one of the most underrated players of the year, Rodney Wallace, out on the left-hand side of midfield. 7 goals, 6 assists. He's been a real key and consistent for them. And Diego Chara, rather like the Sounders' Ozzie Alonso. What makes him tick? All that and more in our CenturyLink Scouting Report. You can find it at SoundersFC.com.
Thanks, Ross. Well, finally, here's a look at the overall MLS Cup playoff picture as we head into the semifinal rounds. In the West, the Sounders and Timbers have leg 1 of the home and away aggregate series tonight, while Real Salt Lake and the reigning MLS Cup champion LA Galaxy square off Sunday night at the StubHub Center in Southern California. In the Eastern Conference, the Houston Dynamo, who beat the Montreal Impact 3-0 in its Eastern knockout round, will host the top-seeded New York Red Bulls Sunday afternoon at BBVA Compass Stadium. In the other Eastern Conference semifinal, the New England Revolution hosts Sporting KC tonight at 5 p.m. Pacific. Kickoff for tonight's match is set for 7 p.m., but if you can't make it, you can watch it nationally on NBC Sports, or you can listen to Ross Fletcher and Casey Keller call all the action on 97.3 Cairo FM. And of course, you can follow along on Twitter at Live Sounders. Well, that's going to do it for me. I'm Jackie Montgomery with Rave TV, and I'll see you tomorrow with an entire match recap.